The field is in the final preliminary lap to the commencement of this 30-lap competition to decide it all. And Chris, I've been coming here a lot of years since they raced on Franklin Street back in the late 40s. I've never seen a crowd like this at Watkins Glen.
You know, it's Saturday, Ken, and it's remarkable that this is without question the largest crowd in Watkins Glen's long history, and that includes World Championship Formula One racing.
There you see them through turn 2, uphill. What used to be the old Schefter chicane now has gone away. That's turn 3. Long straightaway here. Let's take a look at the point breakdown. That's the number of points they get in each of the 4 events. And we are at number 4 today. 21 points to win it, 17 points for second on, back down to 3 points for 12th. Remember, there is a 5-point differential between first and second, and there is a 5-point bonus for leading the most laps in this event. In-car cameras. You're riding with Al Unser right up there in the front row as he tries to get a little more warmth into those Goodyear radial tires on that car. Now he's looking out the back at the other 10 contenders behind the front row here. Now our second in-car camera is with a man who came from 8th last year to win it all. You remember him, Harry Gant. There he is with our second camera in his car. We'll be able to watch his style on this track as he attacks. And finally, the third camera rides with Hurley Haywood. Now, Haywood has several victories here at Watkins Glen. He's a top road racer, and he's sequestered in the back of the field. He'll be making a tremendous charge to try and pull himself through this race.
Okay, the cars are equipped with motorcycle mirrors on the side for the first time, Ken. The driver said they wanted to be able to see who was coming up from behind. They said it was a safety measure. Frankly, I think it's going to be used to block some of these guys who want to pass. There's so much money at stake here and so much prestige involved in this series. Winning is very, very important.
Now here they come for that stout left-hander. That's the one the stock car drivers like the most, the only one they like. They're the past champions. The late Mark Donahue winning in 74. Bobby Unser of the great Unser family in 75. A.J., the only man to win it twice, and you see on down the line to Cale in 84, Harry Gant in 85. Here they are around this very tight, difficult turn, third gear here. Coming down, green flag about to come out as they come down this 1,800-foot straightaway, leading to turn number 1, and they're 3 wide as they head for turn 1. Real battle on.
A drag race into that turn 1, which is really a one-lane corner.
And Cale in the blue car on the inside. That's Al Unser Sr. on the outside, and it looks like Unser may outdrag. They're still even. Going to turn 2 now. Unser pops out in front.
And he pulls Bill Elliott with him, Ken.
Elliott going up into second place. Now they come up turn 3, long straightaway here. And it was here at the fastest part of the course. High gear. That better than 169-mile-an-hour trap speed. Look at this move on the inside as trying to roll back into this race comes Yarborough, and he's being challenged on the inside.
This is a tough corner, Ken. That's really hard to see, and it's a little bit bumpy. And Al Unser has really shown how to do it at the start here. The IndyCar veteran who was the winner of the opening round at the Daytona International Speedway.
Beautiful pictures as they roll down through. Another one of these straightaways that gets them into third gear. They don't get into high right there. Now here they come around to complete the first lap, headed for turn 6. Well, you really got to be right here, and if you are right here, it's worth about 300 RPM going back to turn 1. All right, coming by to complete the first lap. Unser first, Elliott second, Al Unser Jr. up into third, Waldrop is in fourth, and sliding back is Yarborough. Yarborough now back in 5th, and he's being challenged once again. Yarborough falling further back.
Well, with Harry Gant got off in the dirt on that opening lap, Ken, he's back in 10th place, so he's got some going to do.
Unser can win it all and become the second man to win the International Race of Champions 2 times if he can stay right where he is. Bill Elliott finds himself in second place. Unser Jr., who gave his dad a tremendous battle in the opening go, then went to Mid-Ohio and led flag to flag. He's in that yellow car right there in third. Then Waldrop in fourth right there. And Ray Hall's on the move. He's pulled into 5th as Cale Yarborough continues to fall back. All right, stock car giant Elliott tagging along, perched on the rear bumper of Al Unser's car. There's Elliott right there in the white, number 1.
That's a great shot. You can see the line that Al Unser's taking. He's on the inside of the track there. When he moves across the raceway, Al has been driving for so long. He knows how to adapt so well. He's very smooth. Al Unser's the kind of a driver that wants the car to do every bit of work it's capable of doing, and then he extracts from it. It's full potential.
And one of the best road racers in the business of stock car racing, the white #1 of Elliott, has done some IMSA racing and really carried his colors well, running in second place. As far as I'm concerned, Elliott this year will win the Calvin Coolidge Award for shortest statements after his terrible crash yesterday over the barrier into the cyclone fence. They asked him about it, and he said, "I didn't much like it."
Well, he does his talking at the wheel, Ken, and he's right there behind Al Unser. Klaus Ludwig, 12th is up to 7th in 2 laps. Now, Ludwig is a veteran here at Watkins Glen, so he may well be a factor before the checkered flag waves today.
Remember, $150,000 for first, $75,000 for second, $50,000 for third place. There you see Waltrip lying fourth in the silver car. 2 challengers taking the very low 9. Unser Jr. out just a little as they come into turn 4. Downhill now.
Elliott went a little bit wide in that corner. He's probably feeling out a new line. He wants to come off with more RPMs to maybe take a run at leader Unser.
$573,000 at stake as they come around this time in this beautiful Watkins Glen course. Actually, it's a very tight course with these many barriers, as most what we saw in Mid-Ohio.
You know, they raced in Mid-Ohio and they raced in Riverside, and at first they thought it would be easy, and they now say it's much tougher than any other the road courses they've been on. The braking applications are severe, despite only requiring 6 gear changes in the course of a lap.
Waltrip in 4th, Ray Hall in the 5th position. Jochen Maas is in 6th. Hans Stuck coming up into 7th place now. As you follow the leaders downhill through turn #1. Dramatic corner, that turn 1. And there you see part of the congregation that has come to Watkins Glen, New York to see this International Race of Champions. More in a moment. 12 miles of the 30 laps to be run. There are the standings with Unser up in front, Elliott in second, Al Unser Jr. in third. There's the back of the pack incident just moments ago. Let's take a look at it from a couple of different angles as there was a skirmish coming down that hill to that big looping turn. Here are the leaders. Unser still being challenged by the Elliott car. And now let's take a look at what happened moments ago.
Okay, coming off the turn leading in the short stretch, a couple of cars got together. Harry Gant on the left-hand side, and Klaus Ludwig in the dark blue car wound up. Let's take a look now. That's Harry Gant touching the guardrail on the inside and coming back on the circuit. I think we have a view of this from here. Here's Harry Gant now in the car. Watch him correct. The car's starting to spin. He's obviously been hit. He's correcting, trying to keep the car off the guardrail. There he nudges the guardrail. You feel he reaches for the gear shift lever now to get back in the gear. Rick Mears whips by, and Harry Gant is back on the track, but hopelessly in arrears with just slight right front fender damage.
There was a car on the inside of Gant that had the problem. Now here's Gant from inside of his automobile. We're back with you once again. Actual race count. The series ended right now when it stopped at this particular moment. Then with Al Unser out in front, he would take home the championship.
But it doesn't end now, Ken, and there's a lot of racing to go. There he'd have 69 points. Elliott's 57.
Dale Yarborough with 56. Yarborough a factor, but his car went backward almost from the very moment this race started. Elliott stays right there, driving magnificently against the great veteran Unser Sr.
You know, that skirmish could have just put some gravel out on the racetrack. Someone, if they go out of the groove, may have some trouble here. Al Unser Jr. seems to take a look at inside of Phil Elliott. He may be possibly conjuring up something to hook onto his father's back bumper.
7 laps complete. Here's Hurley Haywood making the charge. Haywood pulling alongside, trying to move up and not getting through. Good effort by Hurley Haywood. Notice on the back of these cars, you see where there should be tail lights, but there aren't, and that's a story unto itself.
That's right. The Europeans say that this is a disadvantage for them. The drivers of Porsches and BMWs and Ferraris all have accustomed to tail lights being, or stoplights, when the car in front as the brakes are on it, the lights light. Well, there are no lights on these modified Camaros, and they don't know when the driver in front of them is going to apply the brakes, and they feel that's tough on their technique. They're used to seeing the light.
Hans Stuck's major complaint. The Cale Yarborough car running directly in front of Hurley Haywood. He's been backing up, as we mentioned, and now he seems to have found a bite. It's going along about his business, but Yarborough is being shown in the 7th position, with the 8th position belonging to Hurley Haywood.